Okay, so welcome dear student to the regular introductory training where we are getting started with the element of introduction to digital marketing, wherein I would be going forward and helping you understand important elements in regards with wonderful aspects of digital marketing itself. Before getting started, let me give you a brief background about myself. So I am Trainer Pranav Parekh, a digital marketer, veteran marketer in the industry from long time, having trained people since 6+ years for various modules and topics of digital marketing. And in this course, I'm here to go forward and bring to you simple basics for any beginner who wants to get started in the world of digital marketing itself. The reason why I am doing this course is to help beginners to get started with digital marketing. With my experience of 10 plus years in the industry and 6+ years of training experience, I believe with the need of the hour, each and every person who is doing a business or in a job or otherwise needs to know basic skills of digital marketing for sure, and then definitely once clear with that needs to move ahead with advanced learnings for their business, job, or other perspective, or even for upskilling. If you wish to know more details about my profile, you could go forward and check it out on linkedin.com, wherein you can know all the various set of topics and other details which I train for, and know my background with the kind of work I have done in the field of digital, in the field of education, of going forward and training hundreds of thousands of students across the globe. With that being said, let us quickly get started and jump into our learning module. To go forward and learn the topics, I'm going to follow a bit different method rather than the one you would have seen of following a PPT kind of method. I like to interact with students and make learning as much live as possible, while it may be in learning or other mode. So to do that, I am going to follow the sheet where I'll be typing down important, interesting concepts as we move ahead in our learning curve. And together with that, I would be showcasing the stuff live depending on the kind of topic which we are discussing. So to get started with, the first and foremost element which I'd like to discuss in regards with introduction to marketing is going to be about going forward and defining marketing. Apart from that element of after defining marketing, understanding the various modes of marketing. Also, we are going to go forward and see the element of what is known as traditional marketing. We're going to see against that the benefits of online or internet or what is known as digital marketing. And then in relation with the same, we are going to go forward and see the element of how both of them compare with each other. Finally, what are the modes or what is known as channels which are primarily used in digital marketing, and then how we can get started with the use of each one of them. So this is going to be the brief agenda so that one is having a good idea about the whole entity of digital marketing if someone is not aware. So there are many students who are a part of MBA colleges, who are a part of new business and startup, wherein they have heard a lot of terms and words, wherein they have known even simple stuff around it, but comprehensively they may have not known all these aspects step by step, and they are a bit confused many a times to get started with the same. So there is where this course is going to help through know and understand these entities in a proper manner, in a easier step by step kind of guide. So the first one in line with that is indeed marketing, or defining marketing itself, or definition of marketing. So If commonly any student is asked as to what is marketing or how would they define marketing, there are various set of answers. Like if I ask the people learning here through this course as to what would they define marketing as, there could be various answers. Like someone would go forward and say it is the element of doing promotion. Someone would go forward and say it is related to how you work on the part of making your product available in the market, or maybe a service if you're selling a service. Someone would go forward and say that marketing is all about building customer relation. Someone would go forward and say that marketing is about trying to sell your products. Someone would say it is about building an email list if they know a bit of digital marketing and stuff. Many other answers could flow in on the same line. You could also think in, pause in for a minute or so, that how would you like to define marketing, and go forward and even add your answer of defining marketing itself. While all of these answers are quite correct, or there is no one thumb rule for the answer of defining marketing or definition of marketing, because even if we go on Google and search for something like marketing definition, we will be finding that Google defines marketing as the action or business of promoting and selling products or services, which includes the part of market research and advertising. This is what their definition goes. And there's definitely some more definitions apart from that, which are there: offer for sale, or market as a term being advertised or promote, so on and so forth. While again these set of definition for marketing also stands out quite correctly, if someone would ask a actual marketer as to what they do in marketing and tell to define marketing, the conviction with which a marketer would define it would be more something like art of selling. So someone would ask me as a marketer or any other marketer that how would you define marketing, or what would you name the core aspect of marketing? One would be more interested to share with others that it is indeed the art of selling. The way, the mechanism you use for going forward and selling your products and services is what defines marketing itself. And in relation with this, to understand this concept of art of selling, I would like to give a very interesting example. Like worldwide, everyone knows there is this term, like indeed, let me put it in form of a question. If there would be someone asking, what is Xerox? So if I would be asking the people listening and viewing this particular course as to define Xerox or tell me what is Xerox, then what could be the answer? Well, the most common answer, you could also pause in and again think in for a moment, what is your answer? The variety of answers which I heard is Xerox is nothing else but a photocopy, or indeed going forward and taking a photocopy, or indeed the machine for photocopy, or many other similar answers on the same line. While these answers are mostly common, someone may come up with the answer, no, no, Xerox is something beyond this. Xerox is indeed a company. Xerox is indeed a brand. It's a company or brand which manufactures photocopy machines and some other similar answers on the same line. So while many of these answers could come up for Xerox, the most common thing which we have heard, which is like people telling when they want a photocopy, is like instead of saying that get me a photocopy or I need a photocopy, people would say that I want a Xerox. So in this particular scenario, what happens is the term photocopy is equated or is almost understood equally as Xerox, wherein the actual reality is that Xerox is indeed a international brand or company which is more of having its presence across the globe, and it's creating or manufacturing photocopy machines which are used for taking the photocopy itself. So this set of entity where common noun or a term which is used by people has, instead of being called by itself, turned into a particular brand name or turned into a company's name. It's almost like your company or your brand is being known to people in form of a common noun. And that particular element is what is, I can say, success, huge success of the company, and in a way huge success of the marketing and the product itself or a service. So in this particular scenario, the reason why I have taken this example over here is when we say the entity of art of selling, we are indeed focusing on creating such kind of wonderful products and services and then marketing that particular product or service in such a way that it could become a common noun. While this is not easy, while this is something which is definitely a huge task, but this can be kind of the ultimate success of art of selling when your company becomes a common noun like this. And that is where marketing itself may be digital, may be offline, and the whole process of branding and other stuff comes in together. Online with the same stuff, I would like you to give a pause at the moment and think of a couple of other names which would be coming in your mind wherever any brand which is going forward and providing a particular set of product or a particular variety of service which may have turned into a common noun. Just pause and think. Do you know any one of them? Do you know which one is company which is similar on these lines? Can you think of 2 to 3 examples? If yes, that's awesome. If no, then you need some more practice and you need to get your juice of the brains flowing for enjoying the essence of marketing and specifically digital as well. Go on, pause and for a couple of moments, just think what are the names which come in your mind. Indeed, if you have done the exercise, here is something which would be popping up in your mind, something common which you would be knowing. Like, for example, instead of saying that search online, people are always saying that Google it. So Google is turning into a common noun in form of search engine. Instead of going forward and telling that cab, people are going forward and saying that Uber it, or when there are other brands on the same line coming like Lyft, or in Middle East there is a brand like Reem. Also there are separate brands in a couple of countries in Asia and other locations apart from Uber who are on the same line. So instead of book a cab, it's coming like Uber it or Lyft it. And on the same line, there are various brands which have established themselves. Like instead of smartphone, people who are using smartphones, they would be using a term, mostly people in those locations across the globe where there is usage of iPhones in US, European region, and other countries, people would be saying iPhone instead of a smartphone. I need an iPhone rather than saying a smartphone. So like these many examples can flow in. Even depending on your region, you may be having some specific examples in your country as well. Like for e-commerce, there is people would, instead of saying buy online, people would say buy on Amazon. So that is how they relate to a brand because of the common usage of it and other stuff. So you could think of at least 2, 3 examples like this in your region or country as well, because while these examples which I have shared are more on the global line, each country has some specific examples. Like for noodles, also for food, there is an example like McDonald's or the likes of even Domino's Pizza and many chains which are common. For soft drink, there is again a global example that people would, who like one specific brand, people would say instead of get a soft drink, people would say get me a Coca-Cola. So these kind of stuff is very common, and this is indeed ultimate success of the brand. And this can happen because of understanding the awesomeness of what is art of selling, or on an whole side, understanding marketing to the way how we do marketing itself. And like there was this saying in the definition when we searched on Google that is the action of promoting and selling, where it includes market research and advertising. So there is where you can say even here they say the action or business of promoting. Instead of that, I would say it is the art of promoting or selling. So this is a brief introduction to understand what marketing means as a definition and what as a concept marketing is rather than more of the small integrated part around the same. Once we have seen this, the next thing coming in line is to go forward and understand the various set of modes of marketing. And yes, as I'm typing together, so please, I would like you to pardon me if I make some couple of typos while doing that in the sheet itself, as it's being done simultaneously. So sometimes the fingers on the keyboard move a bit faster and it leads to a couple of typo errors. So I would try to correct them, but most of the time, in case if I do not correct them, please pardon that with me. And probably as I'm talking about it, I believe you would be getting the right meaning of what I am typing, even if it's incorrect. So when we talk of the next element, that if we want to get started with marketing, we need to definitely do promotion. We need to do the part of advertising. We need to go forward and in a way, I can say spend money, we need to do campaigning, and we need to do various activities such for promotion, etc. To go forward and get started with this, there are indeed of modes of marketing, which we can say, or in a way, I can say there are two major methods, or you can say modes of marketing. Wherein today, in today's world, it is mostly defined like offline marketing, and another one coming in the form of online marketing, which is also more precisely known as even internet marketing or additionally known as digital marketing. And in the form of offline marketing, the more common name is indeed traditional marketing. Because traditional marketing is the term with which it is defined indeed. So here in digital is the more common term out of the three, but yes, all the other terms are also used simultaneously. So when we want to get started, before we actually jump into digital marketing, we need to go forward and know about a bit of information around traditional marketing as well, and know what are the modes of it and how it is defined. So most commonly, traditional marketing is something which has been existing since before the time frame of internet, and it is indeed the pioneering of marketing itself, wherein in traditional marketing there are different set of methods which are being used. They are used from years, almost hundreds of years, or even I can say thousands of years if we talk about the very basic methods. But the major methods in it have been used in the last few hundred years or so. So if I talk of the various methods starting from the very beginning, most basic first common method which was used in traditional marketing was, in a way, there is a term for it known as word of mouth. Means in the age when there was not many methods of communication, even when there was no paper or even when there was no written aspects existing, or if even if written aspect were existing, they were not that much prominent. In that world, there was always word of mouth. Means in any region or any kingdom or any particular location, any particular state or uh, even kingdoms of kingdom, when they wanted to communicate to their uh, people of their region, there would be the traditional way of mostly going out with speakers, big kind of announcement, or people who have a huge voice they are announcing, or one set of people in the whole region knowing about it, and the message spreading with the help of one to one or one to many communication, where you would go forward and one person after getting a news tells the person or tells more than one other people. So that kind of method was the most common one and the oldest one, which is known as word of mouth. Until date, this happens when a friend of ours goes forward and tells us about a product or service, or a relative tells us about, or we come to know some news or something from our acquaintance or family group anywhere. Now this happens definitely with the help of mobile phones and WhatsApp and online messengers and stuff more. But this was how it used to happen traditionally ages ago. And thus word of mouth is considered a method today too. Past that, as it evolved, the first prominent method which came online, not online, but came in line indeed, in the world of marketing was indeed what is known as print media, which was in the form of written communication, in the form of newspaper, in the form of magazines and other stuff. So there is where even in the form of booklets or many other stuff as such, even previously there used to be weekly newspapers also, like we do have newsletters today. So or even monthly newsletters would be there, because something like daily printing was not a feasibility, but that's many years, almost decades ago. So hundreds of years ago, not of decades ago, at least centuries ago. So that is where newsletter came in line, at least 300 years or more than that time frame old. So, and at that time also, before print media established itself as a well-known newspapers, like we know newspaper brands today, like New York Times or LA Times or any famous brand of the Telegraph in UK or stuff like that. There was a time where even there were smaller regions and stuff where it was happening in the form of printing of newspapers as such. So if we just, again, to confirm ourselves, if we do a Google search as to newspaper first, or rather than a more better search would be first newspaper, then we will be seeing some date backing out to, okay, so it was around 1575 when it happened for the very first time, according to this particular article, or which happened by someone named as John Carolus. Awesome. So in short, like I said, it is something which is centuries old, but till date it is existing, and it is a very prominent method of marketing used today also. And people are relying on it. Many of them have a habit of reading, while in the time frame of definitely the coronavirus, it has turned a lot more online, but still people are using it even now offline as well. Past that, the next mode which came in element in sync with the same was audio, wherein people would go forward and listen to marketing messages, which was in the form of indeed radio. So from traditional methods, now there is technology which had a part in it, and people started doing stuff like what is known as radio ads. There was music and all. So like even in newspaper, the main part of marketing was with newspaper ads, or what is known as print ads. And then there is the element of radio, wherein the main aspect has been radio ads, where people are, while they are listening to music or news or anything online, they do have ads popping up in between where they are doing the part of marketing. And past that, on the last line after radio, I mean the element of what is known as TV or television, which turned the whole idea of online marketing, technically not actually online marketing, but in a way it was more of audio visual marketing. So wherein it was only not ads in audio format, but the TV ads or television ads was in even audio plus video format. And again, that is one of the methods which is till date available, and it is one of the expensive methods in marketing itself. It is comparatively quite expensive and used by mostly big brands only, but till date effectively used by various brands, and it has huge budget spend available as such. So these have been few of the methods. In between that and the evolution, I would like to mention one more element. So I would not be able to date it exactly. It could be something which could be put in actually even before print media, or it could be put in after print media. But there is another method which is mostly used until date use, which is known as indeed outdoor advertising, or it has one more common name in the world of marketing, which is known as indeed OOH, which stands for out of home or out of house advertising. What does this method stand for? So this method is the one which is related to all the outdoor locations where you see the ad, which could be in the form of banners, which could be in the form of hoardings, which could be in the form of any big displays of ad, wherein you see this most commonly on the road, on the highway, Mostly you see them on even locations like railway stations, you see them on metro stations, you see them on even bus stops or bus stations. So various locations or bus stands are there where they are seen prominently, and it is mostly to catch your eye attention. The major use of outdoor advertising is to catch your attention in a very small time frame when you are mostly casually driving or just sitting or you are casually standing there over there, and from that go forward and promote something interesting about a product or service. So this is also a prominent method which has been existent again since many years, hundreds of years, and it has been used and considered a major method in the world of marketing itself. Even used today, there are companies spending thousands of dollars of advertising, indeed millions of dollars, for outdoor or out of home advertising. Apart from these methods, there are also other methods which are used, like people, yes, even in this, there is even the part of what was known as offline events, which are done for companies for meeting, which is a big industry where people meet in for multiple occasions. There are like awards, there are road shows. So all of that could be considered as a part of out of home advertising, wherein people launch new cars, people launch new technology, all the part of exhibition and all the part of those shows, public shows could be considered as a part of it. When there are meetings happening in hotels, hotel chains, and professional meeting in particular auditoriums. So all of that, in a way, either could be considered under outdoor advertising, or you may consider it as a separate method also. Depends on how you are counting it. So many people consider these methods of exhibition, etc., as a part of maybe a different method of offline marketing or traditional marketing, and not a part and parcel of outdoor. So it depends how you classify it or how you'd like to know. Both the opinions are commonly heard and known, and also in a way one can say valid, or in a way quite correct in the world of marketing. So will these basic background be known? Apart from this, there could be even other add-on methods like one-on-one marketing or doing offline surveys and many others. I'm not going in detail of that. That would be a huge long list. But it- at a basic level, if one is getting into the world of marketing, they should be knowing a couple of these terms, knowing the naming these various varieties. After going forward and having idea about these, the next thing coming in line is definitely the part of online marketing, or more prominently, one can say modes of online marketing. Herein, there are various and parts to it, because we are having something in the form of online marketing which is very common. But before going on this element of modes of online marketing or methods of online marketing, one very precise question which comes in mind with many students as such is about the element of why online marketing, or what is there in online marketing which is a benefit, or what is there in digital marketing which is something more different than offline. Or if I want to put this in the right perspective, I can even say what are the major benefits of online marketing or digital marketing over the part of traditional marketing or the methods which we have seen over here. So this point is something definitely worth to know. While many have already known, so this time frame of after the major pandemic of coronavirus, people already know the power of internet, and there is a huge shift in consumer demand in the form of the whole business processes of how everyone has moved online. And plus, if you have moved as a business or in your own organization or on job, or if you even if you are a student or just a learner, you would have seen these things happening. So again, here you could pause in for a moment, and here and let me introduce this interesting stuff. As it's a online course, e-learning course, so in the part of different topics which I take, instead of doing passive listening and viewing at the end of a student, you can do small hands-on exercise at each and every juncture when there is some explanation happening. So herein, for example, before you move forward with major benefits of digital marketing, or I share the inputs on this point, I would like you to do the small hands-on exercise. You can pause in for a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so, and maybe kind of do a note down of what would be your thoughts on the major benefits of online marketing or digital marketing. This activity of uh, doing it at your end would help you a lot in the learning curve. So I did this even previously while I have not written that on the sheet, but I did tell to pause out when I was explaining the part of Xerox and when I was talking about thinking of those brands. So here also you could do this small hands-on exercise of when you would have heard this, or you would have probably done it. But in case if you have not done it at that time, from this point onward, I would definitely want to make the learning more focused and interesting. That and each and every time when you hear about hands-on exercise or small hands-on exercise, you go forward and do actually this exercise of pausing for a moment and going forward and getting your thoughts aligned. And after that much time frame, go forward and see the input. So if you do that, it will help you. So I would not like to um, kind of actually I can do this, but it will elongate the length of the video and elongate the length of the whole learning by many minutes. Otherwise, I could have actually paused for 5 minutes and keep the video blank and then restart it. But instead of that, you could pause in for a couple of minutes, get your points noted offline or online on a virtual notepad or an actual book or notepad offline, and then see the further discussion. I can guarantee this method will help a lot in active stuff. And also, while this is introduction, so this is only about more of concept sharing and stuff, but there is very small set of actual exercise done. Uh, or there's not a lot of hands-on stuff done, but yes, in the further course where there are details taken for topic like SEO, Google Ads, social media marketing, email marketing, all of that, there is actually true hands-on exercises where at every juncture we are doing stuff like doing SEO, creating the SEO content, or creating ads, creating search ads and a lot of stuff. So there you would actually pause in for 5, 10, 15 minutes and get the stuff done in that element of the further advanced course itself. Cool. So with that being said, once you're done with your thought process, you could restart. Okay. So once you have restarted, I think the major points which you may have probably noted down around the stuff is Number one, or really not to number them one, two, three, but majority of them is something like this. One of the major benefits of digital marketing is what is known as reach, or what can be known as very large or huge reach. It is, you can reach out tons and tons of people using digital marketing, and you can reach out indeed a large number of people using digital marketing, and that too you can reach out quite effectively and in a smaller budget, or even in the form of lesser and as compared to a television or a radio. So if you would be thinking of reaching out using things like a radio ad or a TV ad, it would be comparatively lot expensive. But here you can reach a very large audience with the use of varieties like going forward and doing um, online ad like a Facebook ad, or going forward and doing stuff like Google display ads or YouTube video ads, and reach many people. Maybe you can reach people across multiple countries. You can reach people even across the globe with comparatively lesser spend. So reach is one of the major benefit for sure. Also, together with reach, it is comparatively cost effective. It is not, many people say that online marketing is cheap. So I would not say it is exactly cheap as such, because if you don't know to do online marketing, you may spend out even a lot more rather than spending a lot less. So cheap would not be the correct word to name it. But if you know to do it in the right manner, then it is something which is indeed cost effective, quite cost effective as compared to being what is known as cheap. And there is where you can get, like I just now gave the example on that same line, that you could do various variety of ads like Google ads, or you can do Facebook ads, and you could do that in a very comparatively lesser budget, reaching out more people. So this one part of a couple of points. Now, what do you have next on the list? Cross check with what I am putting in. The next thing in line is the element of also tracking and analysis. Because it is digital, you can exactly know the points like how many people actually viewed, or how many people saw your ad, or you can know how many people visited your web page, or you can know actually how many people bought the product online. There is an exact count. This kind of entity is not possible in methods like radio ads, or in the specific elements like a print ad and stuff like that. So therein, even any other uh, for that matter of fact, offline marketing methods do not have this possibility. So therein, they do not have exactly tracking analysis as such of the people who are listening, or tracking of the visitors or other stuff. So there is where tracking and analysis is another huge benefit which comes because of digital marketing. And then past that, in line with same, is the methodology of better, easy, or I can say efficient way to change, update, or work on your content itself. Like if you want to change a TV ad, or if you want to change a radio ad, or even a newspaper ad, it takes a lot of time. But if you want to do that on online ads, it is much easy. It's done within few minutes actually, or maybe sometime more. So it is quite easy and efficient to update or change in case of online ads as compared to offline ads. That's again a major benefit which comes in. Again, like if you want to do a post on maybe social media, on an Instagram, or you want to create a video and upload on YouTube, and against that, if you want to give an ad in a newspaper. So if you take this kind of example, like let's say update a post on likes of let's say a Facebook or Instagram, or against that, go forward and change a print ad or a newspaper ad. Definitely, your answer will be that updating a post on Facebook or Instagram is comparatively a lot easier as against the part of the other stuff. That's again a huge benefit in case of digital marketing. And like this, while these are a couple of points which I have put in, there are many other points which could be added, like uh, going forward and reconnecting with your customers with the help of methods like remarketing, which is possible in digital, it is not possible in offline marketing. There is other major benefits of going forward and even connecting with people who you are actually not knowing in person, and they are actually transacting and doing business with you, which technically does not happen as a complete flow in traditional marketing. Remarketing is a very powerful method where you see products and ads coming back to you of things which you were thinking of buying or going forward and getting for yourself. So these are major set of benefits. Apart from this, there are many other smaller benefits as well. And on the same line, there is an interesting element which I would like to share. So I'm sharing a link, an interesting aspect of a YouTube video. So you could check out the link indeed together here. And once you check out the link, so I'm adding that link in the sheet, as well as would be adding it in the available section additionally together with this learning video itself as a sheet separately or as a link separately. So that would help you get more insight about this concept in a better manner. And in the past you would have seen that. We would be continuing with the further stuff. Okay, so once you have gone forward and seen the video links which are shared, the next concept coming in line is about modes of online marketing, or what are the major, you can say, methods of online marketing. This is something which is a kind of no-brainer, as many people have heard about a lot of terms in online marketing. So people know WhatsApp, people know YouTube, people know Facebook, people know Google search. So people are aware of what are the various methods which are used. But if one would like to summarize the methods in a proper systematical manner, then one can know about some specific terms which they would have heard, and the element of the way how you could do online marketing with them. So first one here, which I'd like to put in, is indeed before I actually put in the modes or methods of online marketing, is when you want to go forward and get started with online marketing, you have the aspect of one can say getting started with online marketing. So you may use various modes as such, but before that you need to have what is known as online presence. And the most prominent common way of having online presence is in the form of going forward and doing the stuff around having a website, or in today's world it is even moving beyond the website of having a mobile app. That is of common ways which are used. But now with many small businesses and other stuff who may not be having that kind of presence, They are even adopting simple ways of having online presence, which can be in the form of having what is known as having a WhatsApp listing or a WhatsApp business account, having a Facebook page, having an Instagram business page, or having their business listed on Instagram, having a YouTube channel just to go forward and promote their product, having a listing on what is known as an interesting product of Google, that is Google My Business, which is a free product or listing on Google, and many, many more. So all of these methods could be used, or primarily you should or could have a website or an app for full long-term business perspective for at least medium size and big businesses for sure. Small businesses could have that or could start with any of these methods. So in line with that, there is the element of this is the first requirement, and many of these methods which I have shared here, they are indeed a part of the mode for online marketing, or they are indeed the part of these methods for marketing as well. So couple of methods to list down indeed. First, I would say search, and in that I would classify it in two aspects. One, which is most commonly heard and known by people, that is SEO, or what is search engine optimization, where you try to get your results on Google or other search engines. Like there are other search engines like Bing and Yahoo, or even regional search engines which are there like Naver in Russia and many others. There is other method in the form of what is known as SEM, or more precisely PPC, which is indeed more of, if I want to put it as a term, known as paid search, where you go forward and show ads on Google or other search engine, with the help of which your business is listed and seen on Google and you are paying to Google. So this is something most commonly used. Like, to just give you a simple example, when I search for any product or service, let's say I search for buying a domain name for a website. When I do this search, the results which I see there, I see these results which have an ad icon over here. These results are indeed coming from the method of what is known as pay-per-click or SEM. And against that, there are these other results which are seen after that, which is coming from the other method, the free method known as SEO, or search engine optimization. So that is the classification about these two methods of search at a basic level. Then there is social media as a common method used, which consists of various set of tools and products, various set of platforms, right from a Facebook or to a YouTube, to indeed aspects of Instagram, which is more on mobile, or LinkedIn, which is a professional platform used specifically for jobs currently, or to the platform of even mobile first platforms which are there. Like Instagram is one of them, but apart from that, people using mobile first social media in the form of even instant messengers and stuff like WhatsApp, or even YouTube today is primarily becoming more of mobile. LinkedIn, Facebook, everything is becoming mobile. But WhatsApp, Instagram are few of the ones which are indeed mobile first, where that is, they are used primarily on the mobile phone itself. And then there are these other platforms apart from them which are there, and the list is quite long. Like there is Quora, there is even Twitter, there is the likes of many others which are used across the globe, across locations, and used by different people. So after search, social media comes in as one of the major modes or methods of marketing. Past that, while I share the next one, indeed, again here, there is an interesting exercise. Well, I have shared a couple of inputs already, but if you have not done this hands-on exercise, you could do that exercise here also one more time. That after these two common listings, you could pause and give a thought as to what all could be the other methods which could be there, which you could use or list down them again on a notepad or stuff. And then after you have your list ready, you can come back and check out if all those points are there or any of those are there. So let's see what you come back with after you pause out. So if you're back, the next set of listings which you could be checking through. While I am creating this as a basic listing, there could be definitely exhaustive, more detailed listing which could happen. But at a basic level, the further pointers which I am putting in, one of the oldest method which I can share as a mode or method of marketing is indeed in the form of email. Another method which is used since ages, quite old but quite powerful method. It goes right with the saying, old is gold. And it is a very powerful method which sees businesses getting help of up to 5 to 25% uh, increase in their business with the help of these methods itself. So that is another element in the form of modes or methods of marketing, that is email marketing. Past that, in this list is going to be the method of what is known as display ads, something which you may have seen on many various locations when you would be seeing or reading online newspaper, or you would be reading any content online, you would be most prominently seeing display ad, like any particular site which has content in it. Most of the sites which have huge set of content, they go forward and show you display ads. And indeed, there are many websites which indeed earn from showing display ads. Like, for example, let's say I open a simple website which is about doing the speed test of the internet. So if I open that site, which is I think speedtest.net, now primarily this site is more of a tool for testing your internet speed, but there has to be some way how they could earn revenue by giving you this facility. So to help in that method where they could go forward and help in earning revenue, what they do is they showcase these kind of ads. With the help of these ads, you can go forward while you can do your part of testing your internet. These companies earn through these ads. And the same thing continues for even aspects of, like I said, any newspaper, any other content site, a blog, or even a microsite, or even a forum. Majority of them are having revenue through display ads, and you could even promote your business or do marketing with the help of display ads as well. So that is one more interesting and important method in the art of online marketing. Past display ads, the next method coming in line in this list is indeed something which is more on the part of analysis, not exactly a method, but something very much important from the aspect of tracking and analysis. And that method is in the form of what is known as analytical tool, or more precisely known as web analytics. And in that, there is the aspect of specifically what is known as a more famous, or the most famous tool globally for that is in the form of Google Analytics, which goes forward and helps you for tracking your data as such. But apart from that, there are many other methods as well. So these are a couple of methods, and indeed, just to showcase to you a good representation of the same, let me help you with this kind of small grammatical representation of a graph as such. Okay, so the aspect which I was talking about is something here which you can see in this graph itself. So we have talked of social, we have talked of mobile first methods, couple of them. We have talked of email marketing as a old is gold method. There is search ads and there is display. And finally, here is the element of even web analytics tool. So here is just a classification of the same in a bit of a diagrammatical manner, which would help one understand it in a better way. And as I said before, also, there's not an exhaustive list, which is something which kind of complete the whole stuff, but this is just one way which could be used for classification. Indeed, just to go forward and take this discussion further, there is some more insights on the part of each one of them, and there is even the entity of going forward and working on the aspect of using these methods in different ways for the whole learning process itself. So if I would like to classify these methods additionally, so together with after web analytics to add on to the whole stuff, there is the mechanism of while mobile first is one of the part in the aspect of social media, there are also specific mobile based marketing methods which are used, like the most common with the help of having a mobile app on your phone is the use of app notification for going forward and connecting with people. There is also a very interesting method of connecting the offline world with the online world, with method which many of you would have used across many locations, maybe for buying a ticket or doing a payment or other stuff, is the use of what is known as a QR code or quick response code, scanning and doing payments. If you would have used online payment methods, you would have definitely tried this. And there are many other methods in mobile marketing, like there is near field communication, there is app optimization for getting the app listed on the Play Store and getting it ranked. And there is app promotion methods using that. So getting your app listed on the App Store or the Play Store is another important method. And then there are many others on the same line. So ideally, at the start, I had done this classification of search in the form of SEO and SEM, which can even be more precisely named in the form of free method of search of SEO and paid method of search. On the same line, if I would like to classify around the stuff which I was just showcasing in the presentation, there is indeed a lot of similarity in this presentation which I'd like to show, wherein you could associate or you could go forward and see the classification in the form of free and paid methods itself. So herein, when we talk of these major channels of marketing, you can see through in the stuff itself, or if you go forward and subdivide those channels, you could be finding again that free and paid classification, that there are free methods available in social media also, like going forward and creating fan pages or Facebook pages going forward and creating Instagram account and many others which I've already shared. And there would be paid methods also like Facebook ads or Twitter ads or Instagram ads, YouTube ads, which would be in the form of paid advertisement on social platforms. Like there would be paid search and SEO for search, free and paid. Similarly, there would be paid and free methods here also. And on the same line, if we classify the other methods, there would be similar elements in mobile also. So mobile ads are also there as a paid method. There is free methods of doing a notification on your mobile app. Additionally, there is the method of text or SMS, which is in a way considered under the bucket of online, sometimes even not considered by others. And then I was talking of NFC or QR code, which is for payments and even some advanced technology for communication. And analytics is a kind of overall, you can say, uh, all encompassing method which goes forward and gives you data of all these various activities, what you do. So the whole idea is once you knew these kind of tools or you have this idea, you can do digital marketing in a better manner. And there are, apart from Google Analytics, some other tools also for web analytics, which are just shown here as an example. And like this, there can be classification of all the other methods of marketing as well. Like in search, we have uh, different classifications, which are again there on the basis of even different search engines. Apart from Google, there is Bing and DuckDuckGo and many others. Baidu is a famous search engine in China, and on the same line, there is much more. Now, after going forward and understanding all these aspects, one would be thinking, where do I get started with, or what are the default requirements to get started? So very simple. First thing first is you need to first get started with your online presence. You need to have an online presence in any of the methods for getting started. If you want to practice for your job or for your blog or for your career, you need to have online presence with a blog or a website. If you want to get started with your own business, you need to have online presence. If you want to even learn the skills, you need to have online presence in the form of any of these methods which we have already discussed previously. It's possible with website or app as the best thing. Otherwise, it's possible even with social media presence, with Google My Business and other stuff. Or even there is online direct listings, which are there where you can list your businesses on various different platforms as such. Like if you just want to sell products, you can have listing on Amazon, or if you can list your services on many other online directory apps like Yellow Pages and Yelp and many more. And once you have online presence, then you need to have a plan as to how do you set up the goal and get started with the same. And there is a complete aspect or element of defining the whole entity itself regarding the same. So that's in a way kind of next step which is there. And there is a step-by-step method indeed to do that as well as to how would you go forward and get started with it. And those all aspects are something detail which would be something coming forward as a whole course. So conclusion out here is once one would have known all these inputs, the next step which one could do is practice definitely what is learned and try to get your hands acquainted with the different methods and different aspects which we have discussed here. And more precisely, there is definitely the best thing which one would be interested would be to learn all of these different methods step by step, learn the details of SEO, learn the details of social media and learn the details of email marketing and other stuff. So that's something which is a requirement for digital marketer. That is something which is a requirement of any person who would like to go forward and get their, I can say, hands dirty on doing digital marketing themselves, looking for success with it. All those aspects are something which would be covered further, indeed, in other set of further detailed courses. But this much basic introduction is sufficient and gives a primarily important idea to people who may be beginners or freshers, or even who would have had some idea of digital marketing or online marketing, but would be more interested of knowing insights about the same at a very basic level. So with that being said, just to summarize from where we started of defining marketing, understanding it as an art of selling, going forward and defining methods of traditional or offline marketing, followed by the element of defining the methods of online marketing, various methods, and then the next step of having your online presence, and past that, the further next step of doing these basic activities yourself, trying to do all these basic activities yourself, and finally going forward and then working on the part of learning more details and aspects which we would see in the further course. So with that being said, indeed I would be excited to go forward and teach each of these aspects in a very detailed manner to help students get acquainted with the knowledge of it. Look forward for the further set of courses from my end on these topics, and would be awaiting to see you in those detailed courses for helping you with awesome insights in the world of digital marketing. That time, keep practicing digital marketing, keep loving digital marketing, keep doing the things you have learned. Digital marketing is more about doing rather than just learning. See you soon, and thanks for your time.